Hey there, this is Covenant of Promise. Just opened up the book on Nehemiah, chapter 1. The word of Nehemiah, the son of Hilkiah. And it came to pass in the month of Chilsu, in the 20th year, I was in Shushan, the palace. The Hanai, one of my brethren, came, he, a certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction. Stop there. The remnant. So he came back for the remnant. Remember when he did the miracle with the fishes and the loaves? And he said, gather up all the little pieces that are left so that not one of the remnant be left behind. This is the same. He always talks in double meanings. He sure does. He speaks, God speaks through him. So the remnant, there's not many, it's just a little portion of a garment that's left. And I think that's why the watchmen get frustrated, because I want to grab everyone, but not everyone's willing to come or do the work. So now Hanani, one of my brethren, came, he, a certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said unto me, the remnant, important word, that are left of the captivity, they in the province are in great affliction. Go to Psalms 22. He never abhorred the affliction of the afflicted. And reproach, what did he say? I'm a reproach of all men. I, Jacob, am a worm and the reproach of all men. Jacob's trouble, the affliction of the afflicted, the reproach of all men. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken, the judgment, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire, those who stand in the gate. That's sad, man. And it came to pass, when I heard these words, I sat down and wept and mourned. Blessed are the ones who mourn. Certain days, and fasted and prayed. Fasted and prayed means judged righteously before the God of heaven. If you look in your Strongs, you'll know that. It said, I beseech thee, O Lord God of the heaven, the great and terrible God, that keepeth covenant and mercy, because he wanted mercy and not sacrifice, for them that love him, who keep his commandments and observe his commandments. So there you go. Let thine ear now be attentive and thine eyes open, that thou mayest hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee now, his servant, the one who stands in the gate, even though they're on fire, day and night, for the children of Israel, thy servants, and confess the sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against thee. Both I and my father's house have sinned. Of course, we have dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments, which thou commandest thy servant Moses. Remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter ye abroad among the nations. That's where we are now, abroad amongst the nations, because we didn't keep his commandments. But if you turn unto me and keep my commandments out unto the uttermost part of heaven, yet will I gather ye from thence, and will bring them into the place where I have chosen to set my name there. Very important, especially if you're keeping the feast. You can only do those things where he set his name. I'm telling you right there, he's going to gather you together to worship him, But this time it's going to be in spirit and in truth. No longer you get baptized in water, come out covered in leeches and I'm saved. I've never seen it so pathetic in all my life. I got baptized in water and he said, "You feel any different?" I went, "No." I always ruin the party, But spirit and truth is to keep his covenant in obedience. Yeah? And then when you do that, he gives you the spirit of truth and baptizes you with fire, so you fear no man. And you become the enemy of man for the time, and the beloved of God forever. Isn't that God? It's great. But if you turn to me, keep my commandments and do them. Though the word of you cast out unto the uttermost part of heaven, yet will I gather you from thence, and will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there. We all know where that is. Now these are thy servants and thy people, whom thou hast redeemed by the great power and by thy strong hand. O Lord, I beseech thee, let now thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servant and to the prayer of thy servants who desire to fear thy name. Thy name. Very important, his name. And prosper, because it ain't Jesus, is it? He's a Hebrew man. And his name means salvation, Jehovah's salvation. So when he says, "I come in my Father's name," he wasn't messing. His name actually means Jehovah's salvation. And you call him Jesus, some Greek dude, whatever. He's the one who comes from Bosra with his garments tied right from Bosra, the imposter, Apollyon, and says, "Don't keep the commandments." That's what all you churches worship. The cross of Tammuz. It's so sad to see it. You just won't listen. Every day you blaspheme his name. And he says that you're saved for his name's sake. So how does that work? You don't know his name. And who shall teach you the truth? If no one is being sent. Jacob is being sent. But you still won't listen. Name and prosper, I pray thee, thy servant this day, and grant him mercy and not sacrifice. So, rebuke in the gate. Mercy in the sight of this man, for I was the king's cupbearer. That is a statement for anybody who's watching. I am the king's cupbearer. I taste the cup. I test the cup. And I judge the cup. And I say whether it's good or whether it's evil. So, you know what I mean? He's telling you he's the uttermost servant. Let's try and find these lights. No. Yeah, so that's the lights gone anyway. So, I've only got a torch now. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But that's amazing, isn't it? And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, the king, that the wine was before him. And I took up the wine. You see, this is talking about an actual event, but it's a reflection of so much more. And until you worship in spirit and truth, you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about standing in the gate and I pray thee, thy servant, this day, and grant him mercy and not sacrifice to the sight of this man, for I was the king's cupbearer. Do you understand? If you're standing in the gate, you're the king's cupbearer. The king of kings cupbearer. You stand in the gate and you judge righteously, which he's asked you to do. It's just that verse 1. That'll do, won't it, for tonight? Because I'm going to wake all the neighbours up here and everything. Just didn't know what else to do, because just being compelled all day, been weeping and mourning all day. Me and the wife, I don't know what's been happening to us today, but I think we've been given a new heart or something, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, covenants are promised till next time.